And I'm back with another one. Y'all already know what's going on. It's your boy Daz, and this my journal. If you new here, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn my page up, man. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, I appreciate you. Keep tuning in. I'm gonna give you game on a daily basis. With that being said, what I want to talk about is out with the old and with the new. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times, right, people will want a new life, but still continue to do the same old things they was doing, like thinking it's gonna lead them to a new life. When you change certain things, like you gotta change certain habits, you gotta change certain mindsets, you gotta change certain things that you do on a daily basis to get new results in your life. And a lot of times, changing what you are, or taking rid of the old and bringing in the new, isn't easy. It's not easy. Like, I stopped drinking, and me stop drinking, it helped me to start going to the gym, build my body better, get more in tune with books. Like, just me not drinking gave me way more time to do so much more to take care of myself. And for a long time, I was on and off with smoking, on and off with weed, on and off with the weed. Until recently, I said, you know what? I really got to give weed up, because that's something that I've been doing since I was about 11, 12 years old. And I always felt like it was time for me to just give that up now, because I'm not gonna say all the smokers feel like this, because sometimes when I used to smoke, I used to feel good, like, oh, get a lot of downloads. But after a while, the weed just felt like it was something that was holding me back. And when you feel like something is holding you back in your life, you gotta learn to let it go. You gotta learn to just let it go. Whatever it is, you gotta learn to let it go, because if you don't learn to let it go, it's gonna keep being a hindrance in your life. Whatever it is too. And I'm not just talking about right now, I'm talking about just habits, but I'm gonna get deeper into letting go of the old and stepping into the new. So that was a couple of habits. Another habit I had was I would let myself be upset about the little things. I realized if I keep letting everything in life upset me, if I keep letting every little thing in life upset me, I'm not gonna know how to enjoy the little things. I'm not gonna know how to look. All right. So say for instance, if you as like a thousandaire, or you trying to be a millionaire, right? And you like, yo, damn, I ain't got it right now, or I gotta find out a way how to get it. Usually I'll be like, damn, I don't got it right now. But now it's like, yo, I gotta just find a way how to get it. How can I get this? Or how can I do this, that, and the third? And that's more of the new that I'm talking about, because you gotta let go of the old mindset. The old mindset, what I mean by that is like lack. A lot of time we would live in a lack mindset. We would do things from a lack point of view. We would like try to rush the money coming into our life. And a lot of times I feel like God be testing us to see if we really want what we say we want. So he'd be like, all right, you got to give this up. And if you give this up, I'll give you this. But when you give this up, sometimes it'd be a waiting period. And during that waiting period, it feel like you're never going to get what God promised you. But trust me on this one. God is going to give you what he promised you. If you've been rocking with me for a while, you knew that I had to leave the comfortability of my home, like not even my home. I had to leave the comfortability of what I thought was home at the time, where I was living my old life, like where I was living in the past. Where I was saying basically I had to give up the comfortability of living in my mom's crib to go to the shelter. And now look where I'm at. I'm living in a place where I always wanted to live. Like I always kept saying, I want to live here. I want to live here. I want to live here. And now I'm literally living in my manifestation. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to give up I had to give up the old, what I'm comfortable with, go through a little time period of being uncomfortable to get what I wanted or what God promised me. Because I always kept asking, I said, God, I want my own apartment, but I want it here. I did not want an apartment or a crib anywhere. Like, I did not want to live in just any random area. I told him exactly where I wanted to live, and I'm living here now. I am there now. I am here now, man. So that's why I know that people call it the law of equivalent exchange. The law of equivalent exchange basically means that you got to give up something for something else. And I'll be like, that's true. I feel like that's really, really true, because I used to live in this lack mindset where I used to be like, oh, I used to do a lot of things. Let me put it straight out to y'all. I used to scam for money. Not no more. I have not touched a credit card, or I have not bought a what we call a punchy in about 3-4 years now. I don't scam for money at all now. God told me to put that down, because that mindset is a lack mindset. And I had to understand that, because when I was scamming, it felt like a cycle. Get money, spend the money, or like something pop up where I had to spend the money or cycle the money, and now I gotta go back to trying to get it. And God told me, no, this is what I want you to do. I want you to start building things that have foundations. It might take a little time. It might take a little while. But eventually, when you build something that have foundations, you won't ever have to work for money ever again. And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I notice now. Like, that's a lifestyle of chasing. And God wants us to have a lifestyle of attracting. He wants us to attract what we want. Attract what we're going to get. Attract what we know we want. But how do you attract that? You become the person that can hold it. Because before, let me tell you a story. When I moved to Atlanta, I kept saying, I want to move to Atlanta. I want to move to Atlanta. I want to move to Atlanta. Right? So God was like, all right, I'm going to give it to you. But I wasn't the person that can hold the apartment at that time. So God will give you stuff, and when he give it to you, he will show you that you're not the person that can hold this right now. So you will lose it. So that's why when God gives us things, he builds us up. Build us up. That's why you got to go through a waiting period first. Because he basically built me up. In the shelter, I had a room to myself. You know, I was showing everything. You can go back down the page and look. I had a room to myself, but I was keeping it clean. I was doing certain things. I was maintaining without like the help of other people, not looking for other people to help me. And I was going through it. But he showed me that I can go through it. I have the power. I have the strength. I have everything that I need to go through and get through it. And I'm like, damn. Like, you know, sometimes you would think like, damn, I got to go back. And when I was in Atlanta, all I kept thinking about was, I got to go back, or I missed this, I missed that. And when I was in the shelter, it taught me like, yo, you cannot think about the past if you want to keep moving towards your future. It's like the story of Lot and his wife, where I'm not going to get into the whole scripture, but basically just one part of the story where he told Lot and his family to go and do not look back. Do not look back. And when they was going, Lot didn't look back at all. But his wife did, and it turned into a pillar of salt, so she was stuck there. And that makes so much sense, because when you keep looking back on your past, you thinking about everything from the past. So of course you're gonna go back to the past. Of course you're gonna feel stuck there. But when you keep focused on your future, and you keep saying, I'm gonna keep trucking forward, I'm gonna keep going forward, I'm gonna keep taking each step to go forward, you're gonna keep going forward no matter what situation or problem arises in your face. So I had to give up my old mindset of thinking about the past, of thinking about how can I get help, or where is the help going to come from? The help is going to come from God himself. That's how I got to look at it. And sometimes God will put you through this test. I'm telling you, y'all. Where I'll be going through it, where I'll be feeling like, damn, like you ain't going, like you're not there for me, but He will always show me I'm right here, right next to you. I'm right next to you. And I had to give up the mindset of thinking I could do it on my own. Another thing I had to give up was everything and everyone from my past. I realized that I was living in such a state of, like, I wouldn't say poverty. I was living in a mind state of poverty, and I was living in the mind state of being attached to people, and feeling like if I don't have people in my life or certain people in my life, that life will be harder. God said I had to detach from all of that. I detached from all of that. All of it. I mean, when I say all of it, I mean every single person from my past that I realized that wasn't good for me, I let go. Matter of fact, I let go everybody from my past. I let go everything from my past because I realized where I'm going, I cannot take them with me. Because they have mindsets, they have habits, they have things that if I try to take them with me, I'm only gonna hold myself back. I'm only gonna hold myself back if I keep trying to take them with me. So I realized, I realized that this is a path that God created for me. He carved out for me. The people from my past, it was a lot of people from my past, right? That would act like they was supporting me, but really was doing everything behind the scenes to hold me back. And God was just, before I left where I was living before, God showed me the true colors of everybody. The true colors of everybody. So once He showed me the true colors of everybody, He said, now it's your decision. And even up to recently, up to now, He's still, it will be times where I'll feel like, I shouldn't have, no. Or I should, if I get to, no. When people go through problems in their life, people go through problems because God want to put them through that problem so they can see what they're doing wrong so they can move forward. Stop trying to play God in people's life. And you ever help somebody, and then when you help them, it's like you took on all their problems? Stop trying to play God in somebody else's life, man. Let them go through what they're going through, and you got to leave it alone. That remind me of this scripture. I forgot, I think it was Moses. When Moses was in the desert for 40 years, and they kept complaining, thinking about, oh God, why you not doing this for me? Why you not? And he was just like, you know what? All right, I'm only going to take, I forgot how much he took, but he took a selected few because they believed. The whole time they was in the desert, they still believed in God. And they moved, and he took them few and put them into the new land and made them king of the new land. So you gotta believe, you gotta take that mindset of trying to control things in yourself and just believe, put the belief in God. Follow each step that He tell you to do. Move how He tell you to move. Go where He tell you to go. Follow God, man. And leave everything that was in the past behind. It's the past for a reason. We leave it, we march towards our future. We live in it now, but march towards our future. You can't, and if you drive in the car, right? You can't drive a car looking like this. You can't drive a car like this. If you drive a car like that, you're going to crash. You can't drive a car looking backwards. So you got to keep your eyes on the road in front of you. And when you ever drove a car at nighttime and you can only see a few miles ahead of you with the light, with your headlights, I feel like that's God is the headlights showing you the few steps that you can take before you. And you just got to be in the car going forward. You know what? I trust you, God. I trust you, God. I trust you that nothing going to jump out. I trust you that I'm on my way to the right path. I trust you that it's not going to be some crazy swerve or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So you got to let go of the old to bring in the new. If you was like me, a person that always was, all right, say for instance, you want a girl, right? You got to let go, or you want a girl that's ordained from God. You got to let go of all of the old ways that you used to have when it come to women. Saying that, with me, I used to be a person, I be in the gym all the time. I'm in the gym and I get looked at. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm one of them people that I have a nice body. I got a nice body. I'm a handsome man. And I carry myself well. So I get looked at and women be in there on me. And I know which women I could easily get at to easily get my rocks off. But I tell myself, no. Nah. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that no more because God told me he promised me that he got somebody for me or he got something for me so I could wait. I should be able to wait. I had my fun. I gotta leave the old me behind, the me that loved fun for the me that's disciplined. Because if I'm not disciplined, how can I steward the woman that God has put into my life? Because I gotta be able to lead her. And if I can't lead myself, I can't lead nobody else. So with all that being said, man, I think it's time, if you're watching this, I think it's time for you to leave the old and step into the new. And when you step into the new, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy and dandelions and just easy. It's going to be hard because you gotta fight through all the old habits that you used to do. You got to fight past all the old thoughts you used to have and things of that nature. And keep focused on what's ahead of you. Even though you in the desert right now and you dying of thirst, you dying of hunger, keep moving forward. So with that being said, it's your boy Daz, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.